Hello, beautiful fellow human beings. I don't know why I sounded like that. So, been slowly experimenting with the craft store foam and making hoppers, and I didn't really think about this being so far. I'm gonna move the computer. I'm gonna move the computer a little closer. Oops. Oh, I wanted to keep these from now on. I usually do for thread and wires, bag clip, or one of those things, twisty things, because I can't find any of my hair clips. I use just to keep my hair back, because I've been noticing people using them to keep the, fibers back. So thinking of just making another one of these. I followed the pattern from Fat Fingered Fly Tire. My hook is a little long hook shank. However, finally got around to giving it a go, and I'm really stoked on it. For some reason, I didn't think I was gonna be too good at the foam, but it creates such smooth, and I just cut strips of it, and I'm gonna put this near so I could kind of go off of this one. And the black thread came very thin, very stoked on this. Some proper black thread that won't snap, and thin, so it could be used for these smaller flies I've been kind of tying through. So this is the smallest long shanked hook I have. However, a box of hooks are coming. Wet hooks. So got the eyes. So all this has is the foam, the crystal flash, and some homemade dubbing on the belly. However, my mixture is off, so I need to better study on the floating properties of the fibers that I've been harvesting dubbing from, and to make sure I'm not putting stuff in that will sink. So got a little bit of that blend left, so I'm gonna make some more real quick. And I'm gonna use some of the dubbing from the craft fur. Oops. And hope everyone's having a good night. Hey, Fierce Side! Yeah, so Mr. Buddy, or Ragamuffin, I've been calling him, finally ate a big old juicy worm, and got a bunch of stuff, worms of various species, and black soldier fly larva. Let us get some of this ice dub. This stuff is incredible. I can't wait to get more colors of it. I found kind of like a painter's palette of ice dub that I'm not sure how much it comes with of each color, but the stuff, even on a picture frame, like adding some of this, it'll look like twinkling stars. Because I do want to make some shadow boxes. Slowly been scouring the internet trying to find the oldest patterns so I could tie those up and put them in a frame with maybe a little bit of history behind it. But I'm trying to find frames that open so you can actually take the fly out and fish with it. So I am gonna want maybe some yellow, but not wool, because wool sinks. Maybe some of this. I haven't used any of this yet. Rabbit dubbing, just a pinch. It's orange, just a pinch. I'm keeping an eye out for a coffee blend or coffee grinder locally so I can mix this quicker, because I've just been using my fingertips and mixing how you would almost do clay, polymer clay, which I keep meaning to figure out a way to incorporate that. Maybe ribbed bodies and that kind of thing, because polymer clay is quite sturdy, and if there's no pieces sticking out and it's just like something pretty streamlined and then coated in resin, I think would be really sweet. So I really want to start planning something with clay. And I also wanted to start, I know a few glass artists from long ago, and I wanted to see if they could put glass on some hooks, even just for something a little interesting. Hello. Are you Kyle? I just need to know. Kyle is someone I've known for a long time, but unfortunately lost his damn mind. To be absolutely frank. And I don't think it's coming back anytime soon. And yeah. Hey, Stuart Fish Whisperer. How many children do I have? Is it the scarf? Sorry. It is Friday or Saturday night? Is it Saturday? Saturday night, so it's probably bound to get a little wild in here. Oh, wait, small one? What? Let's see. Oh, wait, hold on. To do hopper, get black and dark seals for. Ooh. Seal fur. Man, somebody offered me some seal fur locally. Hey, David. Pietra Bassa, we timed some flies. I was offered some seals fur, but they never responded. I joined any local. I got those fibers all over me. But I found the local hunting groups, and I've been asking them, hoping to get a response. But a lot of them don't seem like the type that are online often, so I haven't got a single response. Like, no posts on their profile type, like, you know, like, Facebook's just a tool, which is brilliant. Glad that, even people that don't use Facebook, aren't on it. Even though that sounds horrible to say in this day and age of surveillance. However, you know, I put a lot of thought into that, and what I get out of it is more than I feel like they get out of it as far as data, which again sounds really stupid. However, being able to keep track with people and find events and stuff, I hope it gets a little better, or more social medias pop up like that, where there's like, a lot of the groups I find self-police themselves to the point that, like, not a lot of people could self-promote or create events and stuff like that. But ideally, there would be a lot more leniency, and it's just like a city, almost. So I just want a little pinch of, like, acid green, but not wool. Stay away from the wool. From my understanding, it sinks. Ooh. Seals fur would be ideal. Still trying to find some deer fur to learn the stacking, and I found one place online that has the yak fur, the kinky fur, which that looks like a joy and a half, especially for larger bait fish. And I still want to try to tie more with that EP. I just have so much of it, but I think for saltwater flies, it'll be pretty all right. The small flies, it doesn't really move, that much. It's super rigid. And granted, being pulled through water would probably have quite a bit of movement. However, I really like how it looks for the larger ones. And moves and feels. Yeah, that little pinch of green just makes it like super vibrant. And this is for the belly. My dubbing on the last one wasn't too good. It's just very sparse. I can't really get it to stay on the string in noodle form. And I tried using the Burt's Beads, however, it doesn't seem to make much of a difference. Just my shopping list is pretty dang long. I don't think it'll ever end, actually. I had no idea how vast the tools and supplies were over here. Like, and the different feathers. Trying to find some jungle cock currently. Even the printed on eyes. There's this one fly called the Supervisor, and it uses a blue hackle feather under a green hackle feather, and it's that combination is so vibrant. So I think that's enough. It's just for the belly. Maybe no. Okay. I have to remember how to tie. Is this gonna be enough? Let me prepare some foam. I'm gonna try to do a hair wider because it was a little thin and it didn't float very long. But this is for practice. I plan on getting some proper foam. So I'm just trying to compare the two to make sure I don't make the same size. These hair cutting scissors, butter on that. Very satisfying. Alright, so maybe a hair smaller. Okay. So, a friend and well, was once local, moved out of state. It's just hair uneven. I always overcorrect but hitting it with the lighter helps a little bit. From my understanding, doing this seals the foam. I'm not sure if it's the same with this foam, just craft store foam. Can't get over the possibilities of all this stuff. Whoops. I do feel like a Scooby-Doo character right now. I have so much vintage, and I haven't been wearing any of my real clothes because I currently live in the Florida swamp, so a lot of it's hard to maintain or wash. I'm not trying to be prude or anything, it's just really old stuff. So, but been like kind of running out of like swamp friendly clothes, so been digging through what I got. I used to be quite into collecting clothes from every decade. Hot? Okay, so I believe, what did I do first? Okay, so the flash first. Flash. And we twist this around. So, and there are very few materials. There's this one pattern I found on Fat Fingered Fly Tire. This website just has the clear step-by-step images, and the step-by-step images really help me currently. So while I'm showing the Why Scoob, I think it's Daphne and her scarf that's reminds me of. So I gotta clean my computer, but this is so brilliant. Look at how short that materials list is. What a beautiful sight. Anywho, you can see step-by-step images. Like, he makes it real easy, and I haven't found many websites that have like tons of patterns, but also step-by-step. So you tie in all the deer hair, and then you do your body. You flip the deer hair to the front, and that's it. And then you take 3 little strands from each side, cut them, and that's your legs. There's so many things like here that look like this here. Like, wild. Really nice. And I'll show, since we're here. Oh, that's another one I want to try. I love the ant body ones. So let's go to, and there's a bunch of patterns. It's a really great site. Seal's fur. I'm looking for all types of fur right now. And I live right across the canal from hunting grounds. However, I just haven't had much luck in getting responses. And like, I'll post if anybody gets rid of any scraps, even scraps. I'll get responses, a ton of responses saying I got you, or like I have a scrap of this, I have some seal fur. However, when I respond, I don't get a response back, which I'm really bad at responding to, so I never fault no one for that. I get so much spam also. Now I get hundreds of messages on like SEO stuff. And it's all the same message. So this is the one that I followed here. But see how long, I think my shank is a little longer. This is the other one I want to try. Oops, sorry. This, yeah, let me zoom out. Oh yeah, zoom out. This dress, so sick. And that I actually wore for my middle school dance. I had it that long. I worked at a vintage store. All real Lily, when she was still with us, from the 60s. I have doubles of the same dress from the 60s. That's like unheard of. I'm geeking out a little bit. Really old, 1940s or 50s picnic basket. And it's got a bunch of camera lenses in it. There's some of my grandpa's pictures. It's really messy because I haven't been able to really access it. There's my Pokemon cards. And Pogs. Bunch of felt. So I do want to make a fly tying table and kind of staple gun the top as felt because I could always change it. More Lily. Lily Pulitzer is one of those classic Floridians. I don't know if she was born here, but pretty quintessential. Yeah, definitely hit code lockup because with Kinto could start planning some fishing group chats that's not only chat but also video, and people can share video and their tables. That's the goal. And like talking I mean it's one of those like apps that it's being built to house anybody and for any purpose. And the tabletop RPGs I think would be really cool, but also like full-on classes or like little meetings. So these hoppers, you like tie the butt separately on a rod. So I gotta find I could probably just like hammer some copper, work harden some copper wire. If copper wire's too soft, you could hammer it and it'll make it more rigid. And if it's too rigid and you need it bendier, you could hit it with a microtorch until it gets red hot and quench it in water. Just put it in water. And that's the sound it makes. And it'll be super, super bendable. Like lead. So yeah, you tie it off of the hook, but then you like slide it off. Really interesting. And I think this will have a lot better time floating because there's way more foam. It's doubled. My bug didn't float for very long, however, I'm still gonna make quintessential. Yeah, that's one of my favorite words, honestly. And utilitarian. I always liked that word. I found out what that word was when I was a child. I was like, well, that's gonna be something I say multiple times a day. My aunt was super, Jesus. My aunt, which is my mom's aunt and my godmother, but for some reason I call her Aunt Nancy. She is one of the most interesting people, to be honest. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Like, I don't think so. I think last time I didn't start putting the thread on the eye like down. I started like here. I think that's the only difference, and it just felt totally different. So here, let me make sure I have all the little tools. Where are my scissors? Oh. So let me zoom this guy in. Any color. Absolutely any color seal for this. 2 months in, I feel like I've been able to get, there's no fly shops around here, and nowhere that sells fur. Like some Hobby Lobbies I see online and they'll have rabbit fur and this and that, but nothing like that. And haven't had much success online either. I finally found one piece of deer fur on eBay that's 100 by 100 square inches, which is way more than I found anywhere. And since I'm in learning, I've been trying to find like absolutely anything to work with. Like I've only found one turkey feather ever. I turned it into a pen, but I had to take it back for its fly tying. It just, you know, shoved a pen in there. Every now and then the feathers will be large enough. Yeah, any color seal fur. I am at a place where I'm not sure what is the most like useful. Like I was gonna try to use the buck tail for the beetle, but even then I'm not sure like what the difference is from tail fur to body fur. So I just don't know a single other like craftware. The recipes and the supplies used are just, oh, you end up learning so much. I feel like I'm back in school kind of, and it's incredible. I wish they taught this in school. Had like a human heritage I don't know what else to refer to fly tying and fishing as. It's such a global and lifetime or like human history spanning. Like the different flies popping up. I can't wait until I know I'm gonna notice more and more. especially watching like archaeology, because I rarely see the art depicting fishing when it's been such a huge part of our existence as a species. I finally saw some Egyptian hieroglyphs that depict fishing, and it's very similar to fly fishing. And like the early fly rods and lines, where the line would be equal in length to the rod itself. Oops. Oh my god, that would be insane. Code and I both are on Facebook, Stuart, too, so feel free to find me. It's just JaimeLyn. When I do succeed in finding deer fur out here, it should be quite a large amount of it, I could imagine. I don't see many people, maybe like their first few hunts, they'll try to preserve every part. However, more often than not, I see a lot of things that are potentially fair game in the hunting world. So I'm cutting a little point. One even. Bam. So, gosh. Sometimes it's the second time tying something. I forget every part of it. And I can't get over how satisfying this is to work with. This foam. Some are of a bunch of different shapes, which the shapes aren't going to be useful, but they're all different colors. Let me just get this down there. Nope. I don't know why I thought it, like, it's definitely tricky to work with, but it's a lot more satisfying. Oh, okay, shoot. So, dubbing. Back. And this part is not gonna be pretty. So, still not the best at this. This is a blend of pretty much mainly acrylic, a pinch of rabbit, and the ice dub, and the craft fur, which may cause it to sink. I don't know much about what it's made out of. So, is it polypropylene? Been looking for more stuff that's made out of that. It just doesn't like staying. So maybe I'll just start with a little. not like so the little guy has been eating. I found him an entire jar of worms, grubs, black fly larvae, all kinds of stuff. Okay, so try to see where I left off. Set next to each other. Okay. Maybe a pinch more. Just, I don't know, something's not clicking with the understanding with dubbing. I think that's another reason why I'm like, really like ice dub. It seems, at least in videos, and I know these are like trained and practiced fingers that I'm watching and comparing my own lack of skills to, however, it just looks like it does a better job staying. Okay, so there's that. And I believe I can't remember if I put the legs on before or after this. I suppose it would make sense to do it now. No, because this, okay, gotcha. Wait, no. No. I put the legs on. Do the same combination, I guess. And then the next one I'll do some variations to it. Try to figure out what the colors are of stuff here. A lot of really vibrant, a lot of black, a lot of like kind of iridescent peacocky color. What in the world am I So finally, Fierce trying to make hoppers and other terrestrials or foam having patterns, because there's a lot of weeds, like aquatic weeds, and these will stay on top of the water. I definitely want to make a proper grasshopper. The news is a little disconcerting. Seems like a lot of countries right now are mobilizing for something. Oh. Wait. Oh, okay. I think I did mess up just a hair. How am I gonna do this? I don't rightly have a choice. think, right? I should have went by the directions again until I got it. Because, yeah, I do this. I don't know if I should put the legs on yet. I totally kind of forgot the... Oh. Well, I'll do one decent and then one arse backwards. Shoot. Dang it. Definitely messed with the position of the legs. But it's freaking precious little thing. Ooh. Saturday night. Nothing really happens out here on Saturday night. Swamps. Oops. Did I catch it? Okay. Nope. Alright. Now you flip it back. I love the workflow of these. I only have gone through a few patterns. Landed on this one because I essentially had everything. Just trying to get the eyes a little. And that's it, essentially. I messed up the legs so bad. Oh, it's too late. Oh wait, no. I'm gonna have these go up. And then wrap around, see how that... Here, let me check my Facebook. I don't have my phone up. I don't know why. Yay! Oops. Yeah, good. Oop. Yeah, that accident that happened out here was really bad. Motorcycle cops got hit, and 2 did not make it. Really awful. This, I think, is the trickiest part, is just cutting it. Like, as even as possible. Just so, like, you know, pleases the eye. I don't know what's happening with that. Okay. Gotta make another one of these until I get the flow. And the water's gonna push those up. I'm gonna do another one. The hooks come Tuesday, so we'll be able to more properly tie some of these patterns. Oops. I have to stand up for this. Oh, I miss the bakery, getting coffee, the bookstore, the old library, 4th floor library, all the shops, everything. Did I trim that? Like, okay, so this one's a little longer, but gonna have a little army of these guys. Little buggy boy. Threw it in the hot tub, and the floatability isn't the best. So the foam I did a little wider, but I think I'm even gonna do it wider. Now let me grab my phone. Gonna have quite a few things to cast in and out of the ponds. Really stoked on that. It's been very cold. Been also trying to plan a case and figuring out what local spots sell cigars. Trying to get some cigar boxes, and I'll put some foam in the bottom of them to house all these. Oh. Let's see. So this is, I haven't, let me just try reload. If you don't see Alex Jones and Tucker Carlson on the timeline picture, you might be on a different profile. Which is not a political, okay. Let's see. Alright, let me check on the little guy real quick. Just so. eyes. So confused, what? Good thing you're not young. True. Yikes. God, the news, I had to like stop and watch for a second. The news is just not, I mean, it's hard to decipher what's sensationalism and like what's a possibility or potential or kind of like a warning or what have you. But God, seeing like a German tank with the German, I was just like really hit and like so many European countries mobilizing. It's just wild. I feel for every human, that's for damn sure. It's just inconceivable. And you know, I come from the era where most of our fighting age men were overseas in the Middle East, so not a fan of war by any means. Especially with like the internet, like a lot of us like interact with people globally, so there isn't like barriers or like the feeling of barriers. It's just wild to be like connected in so many ways, and then these like large, almost like icebergs are drifting and they're like wild. Polar herd. Let's see. Here, let me put the comments up so I can see. Yeah, and just can't help but be curious. What the future looks like. Stark or bright, we'll be here. Time flies. Tight lines till the end of time. Getting some flash. Might as well get back. And like, I keep hearing the news saying stuff like, oh, it's all bluffs, this and that. If they really had this, like, they would have done that. It's like, maybe if, like, not every global powerhouse was involved, like, there's so much happening. Terrifying. And, there's so many countries involved. And don't really have much of an opinion, more of just like, damn. Just like, is normal human concern. But I hope everyone's having a beautiful Saturday night. I was gonna get some reading in or something, but really wanted to get back making these. Or learning to make these. These will stay out of the weeds. And I'm trying so hard not to listen to the news because I could kind of hear it. Alright, so I need phone. And the flash there, I'm not sure. Just trim this real quick. But at least, yeah. Oh, I'm trying so hard not to listen to it. It's really, I can't help but to, I suppose. It's hard, yeah. Sort of, let's see, let me look down for a little bit. I was trying to find some royalty-free music. There has to be some, like, 100-year-old music. Some good old ragtime piano. Okay. Do have new controllers. Code got 2 new controllers. And I was gonna call it off for a good minute from Call of Duty, but with it being chilly, it's probably gonna come in handy. Because staying mentally active is just as important as staying active, in my opinion. Sometimes it's too cold to really do anything. Like, my hands are frozen right now. And it's not even that. Yeah, it's pretty chilly. Pretty chilly for me. But wanting to get back to the ponds for a few reasons. I'm trying to get a little closer and really start paying attention to what colors the little creatures have in this area and what's crawling around, which I think I've been calling crane flies male mosquitoes for entirely too long. No, I'm not sure. I always assumed that the really large things I didn't know. I don't know why I didn't know that. Okay, try to get a little bit more aggressive. Maybe that's the tick. With getting this dubbing noodle form. And one thing about the let's see. I think I have enough foam because it just gets bent over once or twice. I'm looking for more patterns here. Let me get my screen back on. And oops. Maybe that'll be enough. So when I see the thread poking out, I've been trying to twist so it really grabs onto it. I will one day get a hang of this. When I can get it to stay on better, I'll be able to focus more on what it looks like. But right now I've been kind of sacrificing that just to make sure it's on there. I have a little wire brush somewhere. Get the loose long bits out of there. Alright, so last time I added the legs first, so I'm going to do that second. I can't get over how cool that looks. I really want to do two, but figure out how to attach them. I think it would be quite nice to do a beetle and maybe try to, what am I doing? Oh, okay. A little bit more. Oop, too much. Han car. Tying some flies. I just happened to look down at that moment. Wait, no, don't hide Fierce. Oh dear. Oh, he's never gonna come back. Fierce is good people. He's I seem to have not realized that there is a slight war happening. Hmm. What is... Okay. Just a little too close. Oh, it's too funny. I'm trying to keep up with the comments, but every time I look down, it's just... I love it though. This has been, yeah, one of the greatest things. I wish everyone had a channel, honestly. Like, because, again, like, there's so much, like, data being harvested, but then you get a little bit of say. Like, algorithm, this is my human stuff. Here you go. Adds to the record of humanity. They say anything that goes online is forever. Well, make sure what's going online is, you know, things you like or interested by. I think it's really sweet. And I went years without having a phone or internet and was almost kind of against it. But for connecting people worldwide or learning from others or just experiencing more realities. I mean, every human learns from each other anyway. That'd be sweet if like the population came together and like just like was like, okay, so you know, Jehovah's Jehovah's Witness, I think. Whoever has paradise. I didn't mean to say it like that, but you know, whoever has pamphlets in paradise. So the pamphlets, used to get them quite a lot. They would have these most incredible, beautiful, how would you say, like landscape artworks in it, like paintings. I always thought it would be like every type of human just like chilling with lions and bears and waterfalls. I used to collect the heck out of them. Which I do miss the pamphlets. No, you can keep it like that. It's a little clogged from the cold. Another buggy. Gotta get these legs a little better. Any tips on that? Sorry, I'm like, JW Quick Weld? I think I want to make one more, because then, or no, I'm not. I'm gonna try to find something with a bigger body, because the foam, I'm not sure how floaty. I've seen stuff that's like floatant. You could put on stuff that makes it float, which just blew my mind. I'm trying to learn of the materials that have the properties already. Ooh. A little difficult to, but it's okay. So excited for the little guy to wake up and see how much he gets down tonight. And hopefully tomorrow we'll be back out in the world in which he came. But very cold out and just needing some good old rehab, honestly, because could hardly stand. But now can, like yesterday was only eating what was being fed by mouth, and but now he could grab the worms off and hold them in his, and like a lot more active, so hopefully another day. One more bug. I really gotta work on these legs. I think getting it too close to the foam also, but threw it in the hot tub yesterday. See the movement? It was wild how lifelike it was. Because really it was just like, this is good for a first attempt. Like, this pattern's fine. Very simple. Had everything. Besides, my hooks are a little longer. The shanks. But, oh my gosh, this piece of foam looked so lifelike. It was wild. Stoked on this. And the pattern is from Fat Fingered Fly Tire, and it's called Skip's Predator Fly, step by step. I didn't have brown, so the next thing I want to experiment with is coloring the foam in with the Sharpie. And ooh, probably gonna be making it over to Scotland very soon. Slowly began processes for passport and stuff, because I did not have a passport. I know a lot of Europeans give Americans shit for not having passports, but, and I did too, but then I realized that in a way the states are so big. Well, I didn't realize, I actually heard someone say that. I was like, huh, didn't really think about that. The states are so big. Like Florida, pretty dang big. And I never really thought of it as big until kind of comparing. And like it takes forever to cross it. Not like a cross. It's pretty it's not wide, but it's very long. I guess everybody knows that. That's what Florida looks like, but I don't know what I'm trying to say. It like definitely need a car. It's not very accessible without, unless you're on the coast. I think that's what made it feel small. Is the coast is everything is so connected and accessible. Oh shoot. So not JB. Oh, JW Quickweld. It's JB Quickweld, isn't it? The skull. Justice Warrior? Why would my brain is like, hold on. Let me get some coffee. Maybe that'll help. Forgot this. Alright. I never finished the cheese toasty. Not the one from yesterday. But if I would have known that was a thing, I would have been making them a lot more often. I'm not sure what to tie now. Patiently waiting for the little guy or girl to wake up so I could feed the worms. Huge jar full. I wish I sent it to myself because then I could show you. Huge worms, tiny worms, real small worms, and all kinds. And some like really intense look. And before coming on, I noticed on beginner fly tying, I believe, or one of the groups on Facebook, you know those stress balls that have all the like tendrils on it? So I guess those could also be used. How would I find that? Stress ball with tendrils. Hey, it worked. Those things that look like not bacteria. Well, yeah, bacteria is a bit of it, or but somebody was using the tendrils that are on that for flies, and I see those everywhere. So next time at Walgreens, probably they'd have that. I really want to make the worms because for the bass out here, and the rubber worms, I think if I tried to use proper rubber, like soft plastics, it would just rip. Oh, fierce, I bet this is the time of year to really, because you can actually be outside without near-death experiences. This summer wasn't so bad in these parts. It was really brutal, but I think the swamp across does a really good job at cooling the air. It's really all grasslands. I got a picture that Code took with the drone. It's so expansive. Nope. It's so expansive, and I make it so easy to. I don't like how you can swipe now and it closes stuff. There you go, folder. So, could have sworn I used it. But there's the farm when there's actually fresh crops. It's so nice. I'm gonna miss it so much because unfortunately any bit of farmland or land in general, I miss blue so much. Oh yeah. So here's one of the holes. I have like 5 or 6 of them. Trying to find glass bottles. But there's Blue wearing a tiger's eye necklace. I can't wait for the little guy to wake up because when he gets enough energy and enough food and to have enough energy and be able to and have a spot picked out by the banana tree because there's tons of fallen trees and under every tree is a ton of worms and they're everywhere in it. Like you just lift up a portion and it's crawling. So really stoked on that. And just been quite a roller coaster because didn't know if it was gonna make it. And they're so important that I had to try. There's not a lot of rescues out here, and the closest one, it's distance away, and every time I they just seem to not. I brought a duck there, right? And they did, and they're like, yeah, you could call and check on her tomorrow. I would have just kept her, like, it was no big deal. I know how to make a pond. Child's play. Yeah, I wish I streamed more. And like he was such a like in the moment, like years of my life disappeared because I was just sitting on the floor with Blue. And I wish he made it to 20 years old. Can't believe only 5. I still haven't really processed it at all. I'm so good at staying busy enough to not think of the of the horrors of life. But any animal's loss is horrible. Even little fish. I had a fish tank when I was a kid, and my goldfish ate the cleaner fish. Except one of the cleaner fish wasn't completely. It was still alive. I want it from a fair. But the fish ate, oh my god, it got so big and it lived for years. I think I named it the very creative Goldie. That's our pet snail named Swirly. But do want to see real quick. I want to see if this will do for legs, because I do want to make the daddy long legs, or the crane flies. There's down, okay. The notch isn't very notchy, and because like when I see the legs made out of the pheasant feathers, they look like legs. Like you wouldn't be able to tell they were feathers. Oops. I didn't mean to do that, but might as well see what two knots next to each other look like. If the insect has fuzzy knees, perhaps. I really spend a lot of time looking at bugs, just because there's so many wild ones out here, and very better than television. Hoping this winter, the summer is a little brutal for exploring out here, but hoping this winter to. Okay, so that is very anticlimactic. This maybe with 3 fibers, but trying to make the legs out of feathers that I currently have. Maybe 3 feathers. Just found this at the pond, and then very tendril-like. Yeah, no, he was so human. He was a little human, a bristly human. I like how he looked, like, and how many facial expressions. It was wild. In the future, I'll definitely, but next time I have like a pig buddy, want like 4, 4 to 20, really, ideally, 4 to 29, and it would be really sweet to one day have a like a rescue for pigs. They're really, really just elite creatures. And I wanted to adopt them for years. A friend of mine went to pick something up, and he had a pig, huge black pig, and I was actually able to grab some bristles. I was gonna make a brush with it, like a little paintbrush, but never did. And it was the most magical, like, zened out creature, just chilling, eating mangoes. I was like, that is the exact beast I would like to spend my living space with, or time on Earth with, because they are such, and it's so funny. They're so like bull in a china shop, how they're super delicate. Like when you feed. Oh my gosh, they're just the greatest creatures. Okay. Anyway, hungry now. I don't know why I said that. I'm not. I was probably talking about my pet pic, and I'm hungry now. Okay, gotta feed the little guy, and going to watch stuff, maybe listen to some music, and make it kind of feel like Saturday, and very quiet out, and very, I mean, blocks and blocks and blocks, like 30 minutes worth of blocks until a shopping center. And but they are building a Walmart out here, so we'll at least have access to a crafts section and a tackle section, because that'd be, and I honestly, like, the people or the locals are not stoked about it. Very few people seemingly are, and because it's like as rural as you can get in this area, because of how condensed it is everywhere else. But yeah, like, you used to be able to see the Milky Way out here, and it was all farms. When I came out, it was still orange groves. However, they were no longer operational. Yeah, no, he preferred furniture. And every now and then, like, there was a beanbag outside, and he'd be on the beanbag. He was really cool. But anywho, yeah, it's definitely not the same. It's like isolation or whatever. But oh, that foam's cool. But yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. There's few. I think I have to organize my desk first. There's a few different patterns, and I haven't landed on one yet. I really want to find something I can tie, because I think everything I have up here is just too thick. Oh, I have the perfect thing. Oh, I have the perfect thing. It's up there. It's a really, really thick sewing needle. It'll be ideal for this. And it's long, too. It makes me feel like a cartoon mouse, honestly. Like an old Disney mouse. Because they're always like stitching things with oversized tools. I don't know what's your favorite. Okay, dang it! Got the wrong basket. Yeah, well, no. I mean, they'll work probably. And I'll use because I do think using the vise on this will break it, but just realized this doesn't, the angle's not adjustable. I keep thinking I see it and it's not. Shoot. I found it. So this will be ideal. I'm gonna clean it off just with a steel brush. Oldie goldie. God, this stuff is like magic. Magic erasers, which come to find out is just foam. I never really knew that. Never really used them until recently. But it's the foam. There's no like cleaner in it or anything like that. It's just the foam is like very specific. I already forgot what it's called. The name of the foam. I have glue. Let's see. Maybe I could just put it in like at a harsh angle. I gotta plan that out a little bit more. Or an irrigation flag. I don't know if I have any. Oh, I did. Irrigation flag would be perfect. Let's see. Rise, kill, and eat. Very cool. Always looking for fur. If you ever have scraps, every time I sense like a hunter in the vicinity, I have to throw it out there because be safe, happy trails. Hope you have a beautiful night. Hopefully this little guy is gonna keep eating and be on his way. Can't get over these things. gonna make a colony. I kept one of the tails pretty long. I want to see like what the difference is. Time flies indeed. So today I tried, gotta get the legs a little better, but I don't know if this would be considered a hopper because it's not a grasshopper. It's like a beetle maybe. But try to learn some top water. Yesterday, really stoked on these. Haven't made it to the pond yet. It's been a little cold, honestly. But finally was able to weight a few, so there's lead in here. So I could try them on a spinning reel. And made quite a few of these yesterday. Pretty much learning how to tie flies, and been trying to make as much as I can. My original focus was saltwater, however, I have so much access to freshwater, so I've been really trying to focus on freshwater flies. And not the most experienced in freshwater fishing in the least, but there's a pond not too far that has peacock bass in it. I haven't seen any in person yet. On Fishbrain, yes, but in person, no. I honestly see one bad. The colors are surreal. So trying to make some stuff for them, and had relatively good success with soft plastics, but haven't really been able to weight these down to use with the spinning rod or spinning reel because I currently do not know how to fly fish. I did a little practicing, whipping the line back and forth, and trying to really learn the roll cast because I feel like out here there's not much room to move around anyway, but haven't been able to test anything. But was just hopping off now, and I have a little creature that needed some rehabilitation, so I'm gonna try to get him some food and stuff like that. And finally eating worms, and took him a few days to even be able to eat just water. And absolutely sure, and sir, I could add people to streams, and through Kinto there could be more than one stream active, because that would be sick. And that would be sick. Like having like less like, cause like almost like real time, other people could learn from that. I find a lot of value in that, and trying to get as much information like as I can, which isn't much, and so more the merrier. And it would just be really sick, because and it's like documented also. And but I'm going to eat and get the thing to eat. Southern goodbyes. That's what I've been calling it for a long time, because even on the phone, like when my mom and I are getting off the phone, it's a good like the goodbye is longer than the phone call itself. So happy happy trails. Wish me luck. Hope this guy eats a good amount, but yes, I will, Stuart. Absolutely. And Rice, Kill, Eat, feel free to come back. We're here every single day. Sometimes Sundays they disappear, but usually every day. And always learning more aspects of fishing and fly tying, which haven't gotten much fishing done in the last few weeks. Ever since I'm just stoked. I'm stoked to be here, and I'm just happy to be here because this is, yeah. Website is actually being worked on now, and anybody could sell their flies on it also. And since got the URL and everything, it's going to be called RageBaits. So ragebaits.com. It's not active yet, but it should be in the next day or two. And it's going to be very simple. But also, if anybody wants to add any information, gonna try to get a forum up for instant discussion. However, but for articles and stuff like that, just documenting any information and any tips and techniques and everything, like just data, harvesting data, but ourselves, about fishing. And I don't know how else to describe it. Yeah, just documenting stuff, discussion forum and stuff like that. And the forum will be on the site, and Code's actually working on it currently, and hopefully in the next day or two, because I think when you look it up, it just is a redirect page or something like that. And but Rage Bait's coming soon, and if anybody's high supply is more than happy to list yours, and you don't have to ship them to me or anything. Could like either message or what have you, or just like have your listing and then have your contact information, so if someone wants, they just like contact you. I don't know, I always thought of that as a thing because Etsy got to be a little too chaotic, so I wanted think like runoffs, Etsy like runoffs, where anybody could list stuff, all handmade. Saying goodbye. Yeah. I love how that's become a staple of these streams. I couldn't, you know. When I'm able to get my mom on camera, she's been finally getting back to living, going for walks. She lives in the greatest place on earth, which shall return this time next year. We'll be based in Lake Worth, Florida. Oh yeah, on that note, happy trails.